Hello there, and thank you for joining me in this video. Now, in our previous videos, we were discussing about how to package your CV very well as an HR professional. And now that you've managed to package your CV very well, and perhaps it has landed you an interview, what then should you expect in an HR interview? This is what we will be discussing in the next few minutes, and I'm glad to be joined by one of our career advisors, Evelyn, who will be shedding more light in this discussion. As usual, my name is Mary, and I hope you will find this very insightful. Thank you, Evelyn, for joining me.
Thank you so much, Mary, for having me here.
Great. What should we expect in an HR interview? And just to begin with, before we look at what really to expect,
Yes.
maybe you can start by highlighting the type of questions that HR interviewers ask during an interview.
Great. Now, HR interviewers often ask a mix of questions in interviews, and this is to assess a candidate's background, skills, and even fit for that particular role or the company. Now, some of the common types of HR interviewer questions may include the background and resume questions. So this is basically to assess your background as a professional, your work experience, to just also identify alignment. And a good example can be like, tell me about your work experience. We also have the behavioral questions, whereby you have to give a situation, task, action, and the result. And a good example in this category can be like, tell me about a situation where you had to solve a conflict with a coworker. And then we also have situational questions. So this basically, that to help the interviewer get to identify the situation that you are in and how you handled that particular situation. And a good example can be like, how would you go about handling a difficult customer interaction? And then also there are questions about your motivations as well as even goals, to just see if your own personal interests align with the organization as well as the role itself. And a good question can be like, what interested you to apply for this position, or what interested you in this position? And then also we have questions about how well you understand the role and the company itself. So here they want to see if you did a thorough research on the role and company itself before you even entered into that particular interview room. And a good question can be like, what do you understand about our company culture? Or what would you expect your daily responsibilities to be based on the job description? Yes, Mary.
Wow, that's quite intense. I know HR being a very unique profession,
Yes.
the interviewing process, questions has to be very holistic so that you bring out the ideal candidate you're looking for.
Yes, Mary.
Now, you've talked about behavioral questions, situational questions, role-specific questions. How then what type of questions do HRs ask that are geared towards bringing out skills like problem solving, communication skills? Maybe you can share examples of such kind of questions that bring out this skill set.
Yes, now HR questions to bring out your problem solving skills may include questions like, tell me about a time whereby you had to solve a complex problem in at your workplace. Walk me through your process. And then also a good example can be like, how do you approach a new challenge or a new task, right? That is now for problem solving skills. And then to gauge your communication skills, a good example can be like, give me an example of a time whereby you had to explain a complex topic to a client or a colleague, or even give me an example whereby you had to deliver a difficult feedback, and how did you approach it? Yeah, so those are some of the questions that handle both the communication and problem solving skills. Yes,
And with all these questions, when the candidate is responding, definitely they have to put themselves into action, like painting the picture.
All the time, yes.
Great. So skills like problem solving skills, communication skills are personal qualities that are very key for every HR professional.
Yes,
this
madam.
makes me to ask then, how important are non-technical skills or personal qualities in an HR interview?
Well, non-technical skills as well as personal qualities are very important when it comes to HR interviews. Now, soft skills like adaptability and flexibility teamwork, and even collaboration, critical thinking, problem solving, effective communication, and even integrity as well as work ethic. Now, these soft skills are often at times are as crucial as even the technical skills for you to be able to succeed in any role. Now, you'll find that interviewers want to assess if you have both the skills and personal qualities to be able to thrive in that particular position or even the company culture. Yes, Mary.
Great. As a candidate preparing for an HR interview, are there any tips perhaps that you can share with us on how to remain very positive and have that engaging demeanor during the interview?
Great. Now, to maintain that positive, engaging demeanor, as a candidate, you have to employ the following. Number one, it is being enthusiastic and expressing genuine interest. And you can do this by smiling throughout the entire interview, maintaining eye contact, and even using an energetic tone. And then secondly, it is preparation. You have to prepare thoroughly. And normally we advise candidates to even seek a mock interview session whereby they're guided on how best to prepare for that actual interview, studying the job description for them to understand that role clearly, industry research as well. And then as they're preparing, they also have to remember that during the interview, they will have to adopt a natural and conversational dialogue so that they don't sound overly rehearsed. And then also during the interview, they have to listen actively to those particular questions and then also adopt a positive body language. And this is to just help them convey confidence and engagement as well. Yes, Mary.
Wow. I know a lot of effort is required that goes into preparing for an HR interview.
Yes, Mary.
Thank you so much for sharing with us the
Thank you.
insights.
Thank you so much, Mary, for having me here.
Great. Indeed, it is very important that you prepare yourself very well for any upcoming HR interviews that you might be having, because as we normally say, HR is the link between the employees and the employer, and you want to package yourself as all round, not just understanding the functions and processes of HR, but also ensuring that you're able to bring out the non-technical aspects or personal attributes that will make you to thrive in that role. We encourage you to reach out to us if you have any upcoming interview, and we will be able to specifically tailor and customize your session for the upcoming interview that you have. Thank you so much for watching this video. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.